again. So today I'm back with a new recipe. Today I'm going to be making date squares. This recipe was actually requested by a teacher, which is why I'm making it. And also I like to make recipes that you can freeze and that stay well for a while. So that's why I'm making these things, though I have to be honest, my freezer is pretty full right now. So the first thing that I've done, I have an 8x8 baking pan that I've lined with parchment paper because that will make it way easier to get the date squares out afterwards. And I'm going to start with my date filling first. So I have 2.5 cups of pitted dates. I just used regular dates because that's what was easier for me to find now, but you can use medjool dates. So 2.5 cups of dates that you roughly chop. Then you're going to add a cup of water, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, and half a teaspoon of baking soda. And I have all of that already together in a saucepan, which now I'm going to put on medium heat and simmer until the dates fall apart, and you'll see it kind of becomes paste-like. You're going to make sure that you're stirring it constantly so that it doesn't burn on the bottom. And you're going to notice that the mixture starts to get softer, and the longer it goes for, the dates will break apart. I just took my mixture off the heat. You can see that it's really thick and it's really like a paste now. So just make sure that when you're doing it, you turn the heat down low as it starts to thicken up and that you're stirring it constantly. If you want it to be really smooth, you can blend it with the stick blender once it's cooled. But that's totally up to you. That's preference. So I'm going to let my date mixture cool for right now, and I'm going to get started on the oat base. The oat mixture is used as the crust at the bottom of the date square and also as the crumble that goes on the top, and it's super easy to make. So I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I have here a cup of sugar with 1 3/4 cup of rolled oats. You're going to add in 3/4 cup of brown sugar and 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. I'm just going to mix all of this together. Once there are no more big clumps of brown sugar in your mixture, you're going to go ahead and add the butter. So you add 3/4 cup of butter. So that's 1.5 sticks. That's softened. So I find it easier when it's a little bit melted. So we're going to add that into the oat mixture. If you've ever made apple crisp or any type of crisp, you know that sometimes it's easier to just do this with your hands. So that's what I'm going to do. This is what my oat mixture looks like once it's all combined. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put about half of it as the bottom layer of my date square. So half the mixture that you're going to press firmly into the bottom. Then you're going to cover that with the date mixture and then the rest of the crisp. So I'll show you how I assemble it. I just finished pressing the crust in at the bottom. So like I said, it's half of the mixture that you just put in, and I use my hands to press it down because it's just easiest to do it that way. Now I'm going to put on top my date fillings. I've chosen not to use the stick blender to smooth it out because I find it already very smooth, and so I just don't think it's necessary, but you can certainly do that if you'd like. Now you're going to evenly spread the mixture over your crust. Once you have your date mixture spread evenly, you're going to do the final step, which is adding the crumble to the top. So again, it's just easiest if you use your hand. Once it's spread out evenly, just press it in lightly so that it stays down, and when it bakes, it all comes together very nicely. Mine are now ready to go in the oven, so it's preheated at 350 degrees. I'm going to put it in for 55 minutes, but I'm going to start to watch it after 45 to make sure that it doesn't get too dark. You can really make this with any type of fruit filling. You can do a raspberry, strawberry, any type of berry, apricot, any type of dried fruit that you'd like. This is a really easy crumble recipe to use that can really be adapted. And I know that I'm at the wrong holiday, but this would be delicious for Tu B'Shvat. So I'm going to put it in the oven now, and I will show you how it looks when it's ready. these baked for exactly 55 minutes at 350 degrees. I'm gonna let them cool completely, and then I'm gonna slice them and I'll show you the final product. They came out perfectly. And now I'm gonna put them in Ziploc bags and put them straight in the freezer. They stay good for a while. And like I said before, this is a great treat for To Be Schwet. I hope that you enjoy them.